Alright y'all, it is opening morning. I'm just now getting my stand set up. Got this brand new lock on that just came in yesterday. I have not had time to even test it out because of the work. It looks like I should have a few open shots, but it's pretty thick in here. I also think I heard, pretty sure it was a deer, jump up off the bed here when I started setting up. So we got soybeans one way, standing corn another way, and then we got the creek behind me and this nice little thicket, little stretch of woods. So going after a 9-point that I've seen out here this summer in the soybeans. I don't know if he's still around here or not, but I might as well claim my stake here, get here opening morning in case anybody else had the same idea. I wanted to just be parked here this morning. So this morning the hunt was pretty quiet. I heard a couple deer get up and run off in the dark, but I did not see any deer all morning. I hunted until about 11. So if any of y'all saw my most recent video, I was in this little patch of woods here, put out a trail camera, it's right over there, and I was talking about how this is a doe killing spot. Never seen a good buck, but so what I'm going to do, I've got my new lock on with me, and I'm going to just go ahead and hang it up here right now. I'm going to pick me a tree. Alright, I've got my lock on. I've only got 3 sticks, but I've got it up there about 20 feet. Use this this aider that I made out of just some 1-inch webbing and a piece of garden hose. You see there's a big gap. I can put my foot in that hole in the tree, but then I use the aider to get up onto the second step, and then the third step's right above it. So I'm gonna head out of here. We got some bad weather coming in. Hopefully it's not too wet tomorrow, because I lost my tree umbrella today out in the cornfield somewhere. So stick with me. Well, good morning. I'm ready to go. When I was climbing the tree, a deer blew and ran off. Hopefully something will come through this morning. If I don't get rained on too hard, I'm going to try to stick it out till at least 10 o'clock, so we'll see how that goes. Well, I had to tap out. It kept getting heavier and heavier rain. It's probably been raining for the past hour or so. It kept getting worse, so I got to look at the radar, and it was growing. Everything's soaked. Even my boots are full of water just from walking back to the truck. So I'll go home and get everything dried up. And I left my tree stand up in the tree. If it doesn't clear up this evening, I might come back here tomorrow. Well, I'm back in a tree. It's Monday afternoon. I went out to where I hunted on Saturday. I lost my tree umbrella. I went all the way out there, got rained on, but I found it. The wind is a little iffy for this spot, but it's not too bad. I had to come back and get this stand out of the tree anyway, so I figured I might as well sit for the evening. So, sit with me and maybe we'll see a deer. Stay dry this time. Well, day 3 is over. Making progress. Actually saw a deer, saw 3 deer. Morning, y'all. So I got in here with my lock-on stand and started getting the sticks on the tree. Then I realized I didn't have my bow rope to pull my bow up. And then it started getting light, and then my carabiner locked up. I had all kinds of stuff go wrong this morning, so I just decided to pick a tree and sit down and hope for the best. So it's getting light, so it's time to sit still, because if I do get a shot at anything, it's going to be very close. So I just saw a doe. There's a private field to my left. She was out there facing towards me. And she started quartering towards me. Now she got behind some undergrowth. I don't know which way she went now, but I think she was angled towards the thicket in front of me. That's at least 2 deer. I caught a glimpse of a second one, but I had that first one inside 20 right here, and well, she disappeared in the tall grass and stuff right in front of me, so felt like a good shot. I did shoot through a little brush, but she's 10 yards, and the brush was right in front of the deer. There's no room for that arrow to deflect much at all. I think I just freaking slogged her. That was pretty intense. I got up and snuck to the edge of the private field to my left. I looked around, and all of a sudden I saw a deer. It didn't see me, and it started coming towards me, so I quickly snuck back. I just sat down, and here she comes. And she picked up on me. I had one little cedar tree between me and her. Her head was behind it, and I kept that bow right there in front of that tree. And it was freaking shaking, trying to get it back. Got it back to full draw and just froze there. And we had a little stare down, but she turned broadside at 10 yards. That's ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna go look for the arrow or blood. I'll be right back with you. Okay, I found the arrow. She's hit. If I had to guess, I would say a heart shot stopped on the offside leg and she broke the arrow off. She did cross. She crossed the fence onto private property, but I'm gonna go down this fence row and see if she didn't double back into the thicket, because I would think she would head to the thicket. There was another deer out in the field that spooked when I came over here to look. So there's a chance she's lying dead in the field. There's a house up there. I'll have to go knock on their door and ask if the deer is out there. So here's the arrow. This is how I found it. Across the fence right there. It's really not much penetration, but there's blood up to about there. So it's hard to say where I hit her. That's not very good penetration at all. It didn't go in good at all, but it went in a little bit. That's a dead deer if that's a heart shot. I'm gonna walk down this fence row, and I'm gonna keep looking out into the field as I go and looking into the thicket for blood and whatnot, so stick with me. Well, I'm gonna pack everything up and head back to the truck and see if these people will let me look. Alright, y'all, well, I went and knocked on the door and nobody answered, and I looked around, didn't seem like anybody was at home, so I left them a note with my contact info on the windshield of one of their vehicles. So hopefully somebody will get in touch with me there. If not, I might go knock on their door again later. But for now, I'm going to go back in and walk the perimeter again around the thicket. Just see if I can find anything in case that doe did cut back into the thicket. So I'll be back with y'all in a little while. Well, the homeowner called me back and said I can go look for the deer. It's getting close to lunchtime, but we're going to go look in this field right now. Alright, y'all, well, I went and looked for that deer. Looked all over that guy's place, just a cut field. He came and looked with me. Found one spot of dark blood, nothing else. I really don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure it was a flesh wound with as big of a broadhead as I was using. I think it was a flesh wound. I hit some bone or something. Really don't know. Alright, y'all, so I'm here in the editing room just looking at the footage, and due to the lighting, the backlight, and the fact I wasn't zoomed in on the deer, I can't really tell exactly where I hit her, but I can see where the arrow goes towards and where it hits that little bit of brush. And I don't think the brush caused too much deflection just because it was so close to the deer. However, it looks like the entire shot was real high. And if you look at the anatomy of a deer, if you look at the skeleton, you'll see there's a spot where the spine dips down, right where the shoulders are. Now the spinal cord goes down, but the vertebrae still have those ridges that come up to the top of the shoulder blades. And so you got bones going like this, and then you got two shoulder blades, and I think that's right where I hit her. It was above the spine, but right through that back strap and bones, and that would explain why only this much of the arrow went in and only left one spot of blood on the ground, which was dark blood. It was not bubbly, it was not lung blood or anything. And I think she just stopped there and stood for a few seconds is why it left a blood spot. But yeah, I mean, I looked all over the thicket and all over that field where she went out into. Anyway, it sucks it happened that way, but at least it wasn't a gut shot or something. Could have been worse, but it's cool to get that close to a deer. Let's get back to the video. Alright, y'all. I've got standing corn behind me. I just picked this hackberry tree to climb. Adrian's about 50, 60 yards down this way, down the fence row. I'll probably be only about 15 feet up. I've been seeing a couple deer come from this corn. We got the wind blowing into the corn, so it may booger a few deer out of here, but deer will come out all different places in this field in front of me, which is green soybeans, and there's not many beans that are still green right now, so this is a hot food source. I don't know if we're going to get a shot, but we'll at least see some deer, so stick with me. I'm going to get climbed up here, and I will see you in the tree. Alright, y'all. I'm set up. Got the wind in my face. Adrian's down this way. Beans out in front of me. I got some canopy right in front of me. Make some good cover. I've got pockets to shoot through, so I'll be able to shoot if a deer comes by. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon. Already got a deer in the field way over on the far side, closer to where we came in at. Well, these birds are about 5 yards from Adrian. He's sitting on the ground. The tree he was gonna climb is covered in poison ivy. The wind has been consistent all afternoon. Up until the deer came out. Adrian texted me, said his thermosol vapor was going straight towards the deer. He was very well covered. They just smelled him. We might see some more deer before dark. We're very likely to, but probably not have any more come in close like that. But you never know, so. Well, these two bucks that are out in the field, they were running with the 9-point during the summer. So I don't know where the 9-point is at, but I do know an unidentified deer come up on Adrian a few minutes ago. They caught wind of him and ran off without blowing. I heard it run off. Don't know what it was. But I'll be back in a tree first thing in the morning, so stick with me. It looks real good up here. I scouted this spot back in August, and there's some white oaks, but mainly some red oaks. I'm sitting in one of them, northern red oaks, and when I got up to my tree on the ground, I saw there's acorns everywhere, and I've been listening to them fall as I've climbed and set up my stand. So there's a lot of acorns hitting the ground in here. Downhill to my left is a creek and a pretty well-established crossing that the deer use. And when I came in, when I was up on top of this little rise, I bumped a deer and ended up blowing at me a bunch. So hopefully that didn't screw too much up. Other than that, I've gotten in here pretty quiet. So across the creek is standing corn, so I'm sure the deer are in and out of that. But with these acorns hitting the ground, they seem to be transitioning a little bit more every day towards acorns. So hopefully, with a little luck, we might see some deer. Well, it's about 11:15, and I've seen so many deer that I don't remember what they look like. Been a quiet morning. It was 3 o'clock, and I just got out into this bean field that I hunted yesterday with Adrian. I'm by myself today. He's down the road in another field, I believe. There's 2 deer out in the field right now at 3 o'clock, and they're right down where I'm going to try to pick a tree to climb. So I don't want to scare them out of here and have them start blowing and alert all the other deer. But at the same time, I need to get in the tree as soon as possible. Well, I made it. See how long it took me. Well, I saw the deer. I was halfway across the field. I saw the deer at 3 o'clock. It's 3:50. I made it under an hour. That's not bad. I decided to just walk up here slowly, and I was about 2/3 of the way across, and they saw me and just kind of ran off quiet. So I think all was good with that. The wind should be coming out, angling into this field. Deer should be coming from behind me. There's a little swirl every now and again, but it doesn't seem to last long. The main wind is coming this way, which is why I'm sitting here. Maybe I'll get a shot, maybe not, but we're going to enjoy the afternoon.